Top 10 Christianity Research Topics. Religious Values of Peace and War in Islam and Christianity. This essay compares and contrasts the teachings and perspectives of these two major world religions. You should discuss key scriptures that address the concepts of peace and war and examine the historical context and interpretations. Additionally, you can explore efforts towards interfaith dialogue to promote understanding between followers of Islam and Christianity. Nature of Christianity, Political Resistance versus Cultural Assimilation. This essay discusses the historical examples of Christians engaging in political resistance, such as civil rights movements. You can mention instances of cultural assimilation where Christianity adapted to local customs and traditions. Explore the theological and social factors that influence these different approaches and evaluate their impact on the spread and development of this religion. Christianity in Rome during the 1st to 5th centuries. This essay can dive into the challenges faced by early Christians, such as persecution. Additionally, it should examine the influence of prominent figures like the apostles and early church fathers. Finally, it can trace the emergence of Christian doctrine and the transformation of Christianity from a persecuted sect to the state religion of the Roman Empire. Christian teaching by Saint Augustine. Saint Augustine was one of the most influential figures in Christian history. In your essay, you can describe his theological and philosophical contributions. These include his views on sin, grace, predestination, and the nature of God. Alternatively, you could deep dive into his writings, such as Confessions or City of God. Christianity's role in positive environmental changes. You could start your writing by discussing the concept of stewardship and the responsibility of Christians to care for the natural world. Exploring some examples of Christian environmental initiatives and practices that promote sustainable living and conservation is a good idea. Modernism and postmodernism, which worldview is more conducive to Christian beliefs? While writing about this topic, research the core tenets of modernism, such as progress and individualism. Then, explore how they align or conflict with Christian teachings. Similarly, examine the postmodern emphasis on subjectivity and deconstruction, and evaluate its impact on Christian perspectives. Classical Christianity, Faith, Beliefs, and Practices. The fundamental aspects of classical Christianity include the importance of faith in Jesus Christ, the doctrine of the Trinity, salvation through grace, and the authority of Scripture. In this essay, we delve into vital Christian practices such as prayer, sacraments, worship, and the role of the church community. Emphasize the continuity of these classical Christian elements throughout history. Roman Catholicism versus Protestant Christianity. This essay looks at the critical theological beliefs and practices within each tradition. Draw parallels between the role of sacraments, the authority of Scripture, and the understanding of salvation. You might also want to explore historical events and figures that shaped these traditions. We suggest that you discuss the impact of these differences on worship and the structure of the Church. Early Christianity in Asia. If you choose to write about this topic, we recommend that you start with the arrival of Christianity in various Asian regions. You can focus on India, China, or the Middle East. Then, mention some key figures, such as St. Thomas in India or Nestorian missionaries in China. You can conclude by talking about the unique contributions of Asian Christianity to the overall growth of the faith. The Christian and Buddhist perspectives in healthcare. Your essay can analyze the ethical principles guiding each tradition's healthcare practices. These include compassion, empathy, love, and the sanctity of life. Compare and contrast their views on topics like end-of-life care and the integration of spirituality in healing. Additionally, examine how these perspectives influence the roles of healthcare providers in Christian and Buddhist contexts. Find more research topics on studycorgi.com.